Hi guys, hope you're doing well, hope you're doing better than me, probably are. It's not hard to be. I've just had to sit through a 10-minute scump video, which is a hit on YouTube. It does Call of Duty clickbait, and I think I got a disease from watching it. Now the only reason I watched this tit on YouTube is because I wanted to see what the new Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer looked like, as I'd only seen the trailer and gameplay from IGN, which is obviously a very trustworthy company. And the IGN gameplay was of the campaign, and this scump video was of the multiplayer. So I got a bit of a sense of what this new Call of Duty would be like. And obviously I haven't played it myself yet, so you can take this as you will. First of all, the campaign, it doesn't look anything special. It's nothing we haven't seen before. It actually reminds me of World War II completely, the campaign. It was gameplay of the mission in Stalingrad, I think it was called. Even though, well, I think it was Stalingrad, I can't remember. It was either a French resistance, it was one or the other, I can't really remember. But it was nothing special. They used a shotgun which was a gun they never used in World War II ever, and people say it was present at the time, a bit like they do with Battlefield 5. But let's be honest, hardly 90% of the guns you use in Battlefield 5 were never really used in World War II, were they? Let's be honest, let's have it real. If we're going to have a proper conversation about it, and that was the same with this fucking story mode. This big fuck off shotgun with a massive like drum magazine thing on it, or drum. It was like a Magnum and a shotgun all in one, and it was bollocks. It looked shit. Graphically, I expected more. We're going into next generation now, and it was nothing special. Again, it looked like World War II graphics, Call of Duty World War II, which came out a few years ago. So nothing special on that, and story looked, just looked the same as your regular Call of Duty story these days. No real attachment to characters, nothing interesting, nothing like it used to be with the old Captain Price days, nothing like that. All the Reznov and all that stuff, and Mason from Black Ops, nothing like that, nothing on that level. So yeah, and then I watched the multiplayer, and I didn't think it could get worse than the story, but the multiplayer looks horrendous. Graphically, it didn't look very nice. The sounds of the game were awful. It was cheap. Again, it reminds me of World War II's multiplayer. Just something is amiss with it. It just feels like a shell. Nothing feels proper. The hit marker sounds are awful, and and the gameplay is shit. They're using these weird red dots on top of the weapons. And I know it's an arcade game, but at the same time, you still want a bit of authenticity in it, and there's none of that. There's none of it. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible, and it's just a complete, almost reskin of World War II. They couldn't think outside the box and do something different. And the game mode he was playing, I don't even know what it was. It was like a round structured gameplay where you get money and new teams keep joining. It was some bullshit new game which they think's going to be interesting, that they might save Call of Duty, but it won't. What they seem to forget about Call of Duty, what made the old ones great, was the interesting storyline, albeit it was short. It was nothing special in terms of, it wasn't at great length, and there wasn't too many options, but what it did have was, it used to tell an interesting story which would hook the person in. That's all we're asking for, and they'd do that within 6 hours, and they can't do that anymore. I don't know how they've lost that, but they've lost the all storytelling ability which they had. And that's really frustrating. And they've also lost whatever the simplicity of the multiplayer. They've completely lost that. All we wanted from multiplayer was simplicity, the team deathmatch, your free-for-alls, and all that stuff, and just a few interesting maps with some, a few standard weapons that we could maybe customise a bit. Nothing too over the top like they've done with Black Ops 3 and Modern Warfare or Advanced Warfare, where they've got these moving camos and all this shit. You don't need anything too mental. It's just keep it simple. That's what made Call of Duty, and they've just completely forgot about that. So yeah, absolute shite, cheap, rubbish. I won't be spending a penny on this game. And another problem is, we seem to be paying more now. This game's going to be £60 from what I can tell. £60, which is insane. And we're paying like £30 more than we did 11 years ago, but we're getting half the content of what we got 11 years ago. So for me, it's a no-brainer. You don't buy it. What's the point? And I learned this last year in lockdown, where I spent a lot of money on games and realised that I'm spending so much money for half of what we used to get back in the day. So and this is not just a Call of Duty problem at this point. This is like all games. Most games today that you pick up for full price are half of what they should be, or half-assed release. A bit like No Man's Sky a few years ago when that was released with all these promises, and it was just, it was just an empty indie game pretty much. So yeah, Call of Duty's got the same problem. I have no hope for the storyline. I mean, I played Ghost Recon 2001 and the storyline looks better and no one even fucking spoke in that storyline. There wasn't even any dialogue and that already looks better than this fucking shite, this absolute shell of a game. So, yeah, that's my review on it. Again, I haven't played the game, I won't be playing the game. I don't need to play the game, I can see it's going to be wank, I can see it's going to be shit, so why spend my money on it? And you'll get the fanboys who stick in with it, you know, year in, year out, but I'm not having it. I've played the real Call of Duty games, and this looks nothing on the comparison of the real Call of Duty games. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoy.